Good morning, everybody. It's Farmer Pete here. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, that's about as far away as I can get the camera from my face. Nobody needs to close up like that. It is spring. You'd never know it from all the clouds and the rain, which is hitting my face even as we speak. But with spring comes increased grass growth, and ideally we'd be putting the cows out on quite dry fields so that the soil underfoot wasn't too wet and soft, and so that the animals don't cut it up when they walk across it. But we have to get the cattle out pretty much now, because at the moment the grass is growing away, and before too long that grass will get too long for the cattle to eat down well, and they'll just trample lots and lots of it and waste it. Now, you might hear a little bit about trampling with mob grazing, which is a thing where farmers are encouraged to actively trample plant material, but that tends to be with longer, older, dead, lignified grasses, not with lovely green, fresh grasses. It's really starting to tip out, so I'm going to get on with pushing the cows out. So these are our year-old steers, so they are castrated males, and they have been in the shed all winter, that you can see behind you. I've just weighed them, and they're on course, their target weights, and they are now being put out into the field for the first time since they came into the shed last, end of November, beginning of December, with their mums. So they're not really sure what this is all about, and they're going to be a bit apprehensive to start with, but when they get out in that field, they are going to run, which is why I've got lots of electric fences up, and I'm really hoping they don't go through the electric fences, because that's what often happens. Come on, get on. So we're hoping they just go really steadily, and they see the gate. You can see I've put the tractor behind the gate so they don't go through the gate, and we're hoping to just navigate their way over the not yet finished yard. Can you tell it's not finished from all the pits that are still dug for the fence panels? Come on, loves. We're hoping that they'll go left out of the gate and not straight on and through the fence. So we'll see how this goes. Come on, boys. So year-old boys, been in the shed all winter, time for the grass in the field to get grazed, so we're putting them out, hoping that they behave themselves. But then teenage boys are not notorious for behaving themselves, which is what these are the equivalent of. So let's see what happens. Just having a sniff, going really quietly. There's 6 of them here. There they are, so we're in the field. Now let's turn left. Yes, they've turned left. There we go. And that's what we see. That's why we love turnout, because they just love it. They're so excited. That's it. Hopefully they'll stop at the fence. What typically happens is, when you turn them out after winter, any livestock, any cattle, they will test the boundaries. Like teenage boys. So they will go around the edge of the paddock or the field that you've put them in. Sorry, I'm undoing a knot here so I can shut the gate behind them. There we go. And they will check how far they can go and how far they can run. Okay, we're on. So, gate shut. You can see I put 3 strands of electric fence there. There we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa! There we go. That's the first test. So they found the electric fence. And that's why I'm glad I put 2 strands of electric fence up. Hello, boys. See, they're out of breath already. They're so excited. Aren't you, boys? And then it'll be heads down. So I've only given them a small paddock. There's only 6 of them. They don't need lots. And actually, this is really a training paddock. So this paddock is probably a quarter of an acre, maybe. Really not a lot of grass, and not a lot of room. Plenty of grass in here, you know it's up. What's that? 8-10 inches. But they're in this paddock to train on the mains electric fence. So this electric fence has got quite a kick. It's plugged into the mains. So these guys haven't seen electric fences since last summer when they're out with their mums, and over the intervening 4 or 5 months that they've been in the shed, they'll have pretty much forgotten about what electric fences do. And they were also a very different height when they were out under electric fences before. So we put them in here, we give them a day or two training on quite a strong kicking electric fence, so that when we put them out for real, there we go, boys. So they're just testing the boundaries, looking back where they've come from to see if they can get out again. But when we put them in the bigger field, just on a battery fencer, which has got a bit less of a kick, then they will hopefully respect that all the more, because they've been trained on this. You can see they've all got a bit of muck around their legs and their tummies because they've been lying on mucky straw. But that will soon clean off after they've been out on grass for a week or two, and they will be shining. Their coats will be shining, the winter coats will go. So they'll all hang around in a bunch, because they're used to being in a bunch in the pen, and they'll hang around in a bunch for an hour or so. But then when I come back after lunchtime today, in a 2-3 hours time, they will be spread out just over this paddock. And that's the other benefit of having a smaller paddock, is that they know where each other are at all times. They're not so far away from each other that they get disconcerted. So really, really good feeling, despite the wet weather and the soft ground conditions, to get a few more cattle out of the shed. It just means we're feeding less silage, we're using less straw, there's a little bit less labour to it. No, it is still raining quite a bit. And we trainer jet going overhead. And we can get them out on grass, which is the cheapest form of feed for them. It's the best form of feed for them, so they'll really start putting on weight. In the shed they've been putting on about 0.7, 0.8 of a kilo per day per animal, which is pretty good actually. That's just above what we target, just eating our grass silage from our farm. But all being well, they will be getting back up to maybe a kilo a day on grass after their stomachs, all of their 4 stomachs, have transitioned to being back on a grass diet, because that switch from the silage diet that they've been on to the grass diet is a bit of a change for their rumen, for their stomach. So that'll take a day or two for them, or maybe a week too, for them to acclimatise to. But that's perfectly normal, and they can deal with that. But that's it. A few more out of the shed and into the field. The only animals we've got inside now are their half sisters, the heifers. So these are our year-old heifers. You can just see them up there in the end pen. So the shed's looking a bit emptier now. So just the 5 heifers that we've got left indoors now. There are already 4 heifers outside that we put out 3 weeks ago, just to try and lighten the load on straw and silage and work. But now just 1 pen of cattle indoors. So winter is ending, spring is coming, we are getting there. And I'll leave you with that picture of the boys enjoying their new paddock. Bye for now.